Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video, I'm going to do an example of a reroll in The Walking Dead All-Stars. So when you first sign in the very first time, you can choose to sign in with various options. Best option for rerolling is to sign in as a guest, of course. So that's what I'm going to do. And then the game will start configuring accounts and logging in. So there will be a little bit of a wait here. And once it loads, the game begins. So it'll actually, if there are any codes going on right away, it will actually tell you about them. So I'll just accept it, and let's just work through the first portion of the game. I'm actually going to decrease the volume of my sound a little, since it is a bit loud. Let's see. Okay, so that's a bit better. So, as with most of these games, the initial portion is the tutorial. And The Walking Dead All-Stars is an auto battler, where I guess ultimately it's all about setting up a proper team. So I'm just going to follow through the initial portion, and clearing the first battle will unlock Zoe. Let's keep going. Combat number 2. Add in Zoe. Blah blah blah. Begin. Okay. Second battle complete. So the initial portion is kind of slow, in large part because you can't run 2 times speed. You have to reach stage 216 to be able to do that. Unfortunately, just gotta wait for these battles to kind of auto fight. There we go. So now we get another character, Haley, and it teaches you how to level them up and how to just quickly equip the characters. So there we go. And then we move on to the next battle, 1-4. You can add in that character, and it tells you to put Zoe in the middle before you begin. And there we are. So, after those first 4 battles, there's a bit more plot, and a little short video. Waiting. And there we are. So at this point, you finally get control of your account, and right away, you do get a free epic hero, a gift of Shane. Okay, so that there's 1 epic right there. If I look in the events, I can, after I clear 112, I can complete this Leader Rick event, and there is a mobilize event with the goal of getting 150 recruits. There's a new user login event where you can log in every day and get rewards. And there is a ways to survive event where every day I guess there are missions to do. Okay, pretty straightforward. And then over here, there's a Promise Part 1 event that I definitely will not be able to clear, and the Supply Run event once I unlock the supply runs. So, quickly moving through, I'm going to do a few things. Just first, I want to make it so I want to grab the shop items, such as the daily shop, the weekly shop, and the monthly shop rewards. There's a whole bunch there. And then there will be daily missions that you'll want to do to pick up various rewards, of course. So, there we go. Now, the key thing here is now that I have multiple characters and so on, what I want to do, and this is the clutch part, is you're going to want to look up various codes that you can enter into the game to get free rewards. And so the easiest way to get to it is you click on the icon on the top right, click on accounts, click on community, and it'll send you right to the community page. And then from here, click on the top left, 3 lines, and click on coupon exchange. And then you can enter in various codes. It will automatically save your CS code here. So you can enter in all the codes. Right now, there's something like a lot of them. 4, let's see, 8, 12, 16, 20 codes that you can enter in. Okay, so it's going to take time to enter them all in. I'm just going to enter in a few. So for example, Twitter 2022, I can use this coupon. I'm just going to enter 4 for now. Keep in mind, you can also go to this website to enter the code, although in that case, you'll have to write down the CS code of your account. So my CS, and I likely do that simply because I want to be entering codes while the battles are running. Right? While it's auto fighting for me, I will use a web browser or something similar to enter in codes. But first, I'm going to enter in 4 codes here, all of which start with T. Okay, so here's my 3rd code. And then my last code that I'll enter in for now is TWD 30,000. So I'll use these 4. And the reason I enter in these 4 first is because if I click on mailbox, all of these codes give me some of these items for epic draw. So I'll collect them all, 60 of them, 50 of them, 60 of them, and 10 of them. Right there. And I'll just delete all of these. So with that, I can automatically summon 3 random epics. So let's just draw. I picked up a Kate, I picked up a Rosita, and I picked up another copy of Zoe. Okay, that's fine. So, pretty good. I honestly can't complain. And I just turned the other one into another survivor, which is a rare one. Okay, so not too shabby, multiple epics and whatnot. So why don't I start building one of them up? And I think I'm just going to choose perhaps Rosita, and actually maybe I'll level up Kate too. So I'm gonna just level up my damage dealers basically. There we go. So one's level 19, one's level 10. That's all my resources that I can use right now. Oh, claiming these things gave me a whole bunch more leveling items. So I think I can level up Kate a bit more. So there we go. Level 27, level 10. Alright, so let's continue and go back into combat. So, going to replace some of these characters here with the ones that I just got. And throwing shade. And with this kind of setup, what I have is 3 of one alignment and 2 of the other. So plus 15% attack plus 15% hit points. Because there's 3 neutrals and then 2 allied characters. Okay. So looks good overall. I might even replace Eric with Zoe after all. And then we'll run this. quick clear now that I have a few leveled up heroes. I can claim a few more resources, and I'm just going to start letting them run, and I'm just going to, in the background, start entering codes while these battles fight. So, I'll put the link to where you enter in codes in my video description as a side note. So let's just continue to clear. And in the background, I'll type in various codes. So I'm currently not paying attention to the battles, and instead I'm entering in 16 more codes into the game. Actually, I'm going to have to double check what my account code is, and you can see it also here. So the account code, the CS code, because I seem to have copied it down wrong, is 1005 3304 and then 507. Ah, I had an extra 0 somewhere. Okay. So, alright. So let's just go back and continue these fights in the meantime. So, level 8. So while this is going on, I'll be entering various codes to the game in the background. There's gonna be a whole bunch of battles that I'll have to auto fight. Okay. Go. You can see my mailbox now has a exclamation mark, meaning some of those rewards have shown up. And meanwhile, I'll continue to enter codes in. Okay. Moving on. 110. That was pretty fast. Or maybe it just feels fast because I'm typing in codes in the background. Just copy pasting, but it's taking time. Okay, another battle cleared. And 112. Okay. And actually, I'm just entering one final code in the background, so I'm just going to finish that first. There we go. Before I jump back into the game. So while all these battles were running, I had entered in 16 additional codes. Alright, and in that, let's go to the next chapter. Having finished that final battle. And let's move. Recorder, I can recruit survivors. So you can go into town now. And you go into the recruit section. And here we'll give you one recruit, which is actually going to be a guaranteed epic. It'll be a random one as well. So epic, because you can see it's purple. And it's another neutral. Bonus! Because I actually plan to play the neutral faction. So R. Great. All usable ones. So blah blah blah. Just click through the storyline, combat. Now I'm just going to collect all those rewards I got, which were all coupon codes. if I claim all, there's a lot of gold here and a lot of various other items too. Just no, and then 10 alignment recruits and a whole bunch of normal recruitment tickets too. Okay, so I can delete all of this now. So in total, it gave me like 420 of these, so I can recruit 7 rares characters. So rare characters are mainly for feeding. Okay. But it also gets through these new survivor screens for a whole bunch of them. That was solid. Next, I'm now back in town. I can use this to construct the building, and that'll give me some more gold. And I can also construct my front gates, if I can click it. And that'll also give me a bunch of gold too. So, with all those constructed, if I click on the front gate now, it says I can transfer survivors and disarm existing ones. So I'm going to just turn on the auto transfer for normal characters, and also get rid of that one. And then here, I'm not going to transfer these because it uses my gold. So instead, I'm going to use all those draws that I just got. So pretty much finish the tutorial. Let's just draw. And before I do, I'm going to want to change the survivors wish list to the characters I plan to use. So for example, I will probably use the following. I'm going to want Abraham, probably Magna is good, Kate, because Rosita, and R. I will also want Denise, but I don't think I have to draw for her. These characters that I have shown right now are probably going to be my main units, if anything. It's kind of iffy on Magna versus Denise, to be fair, but I'll leave it like this for now. So for Predator, I'm just going to change it to, I'll have Beta as my tank. I want Chemist and Sherry. I'm going to want Dwight, I think, and the last character is probably Rania. Okay, so that's it. Bystander is the frontliners are going to be George as well as Tyrese, and then I'm going to want the healer, and then Chloe, and finally Lake. Okay. And then as for allied characters that I'll make are probably going to be, let's see, probably Shane and Morgan, Andrea, Glenn, and then the last character is Sophia. So there we go. Yeah, there is an option to try to get Ricks as well, but we'll leave it like this for now. I do want ideally to get 4 Ricks eventually, but that is probably lower priority, truthfully. So okay, this looks good. So we'll go with this. So now that all those recruits are set up, I have 60 tickets to use to draw, as well as 16,000 gold for more draws. So here we go. And the first 10 draw is actually a guaranteed epic as well. So there we are. That means 5 epics right from the start. And mine was a bystander one. Okay, so Lake. Alright. Not really that useful to me because I don't plan to play bystander, right? But let's continue. So another draw. So that's 20, 30. I guess a few new survivors that are the rare ones. Okay. 40, another epic. Predator this time, Sherry. Okay. Again, not that great for me, but 50. And then now it tells me about the wish list, which I had already set, which is kind of funny. So, and the final 10 draw, another epic. Okay. And another bystander. Chloe this time. So be it. So then, at this point, it switches to gold usage draws. So, why not? That's 10. So, every 10 draw costs 3,600 gold. Another 3,600 gold. Another epic. 2 epics this time. An ally and Sophia and Rosita. Okay, perfect. Okay, and I might as well do the final 10 draw. Let's see who I get, if any. And I get one more. That was a good 2 draw. And then I get another one. And another neutral. Okay. And this time it was a Kate. Okay. And then I also got a Recruiter's Gift item. And this Recruiter's Gift item, if you don't use it up right away, it still shows up here as a question mark. So every so often whenever you recruit, this bar fills up, and whenever it fills up you get an item. So this one that I can pick up is a pick a faction hero, and you'll get a random character of that faction. So you can kind of see that the chances are random, right? You just randomly get one of those heroes. So I'm just gonna neutral it as well. And I got another R. Okay. So, overall, very solid. The characters I plan to use, I pretty much got multiple copies of. The only character that I'm missing right now that I would really want, truthfully, is Abraham. Okay. So, I think I got 2 Kates, 2 Rositas, 2 R's, 0 Abrahams, 0 Magnas, and then 0 Denises for now. But still, no complaints overall. And this 10 draw is faction specific. I'm going to wait on it until it changes to the neutral faction, at which point I'll draw. So that'll be like 2 days away. So I'm just gonna hold on to those. So the dupes are important for upgrading, and I'm just going to, upgrade Kate. I'll upgrade R to promote it, so it goes from Epic to Epic Plus, and I'll also promote Rosita. Right. Now that they've been leveled up, you could theoretically feed the other 2 in to make the next tier, which is unique. I'm not going to do so. I plan to use all these characters, so obviously I have to keep them. And instead, I would need to upgrade some of these base characters up so that I could feed them in. So all 3 of these existing heroes are ones I plan to use. I'm just going to lock them rather than try to feed them away, because that would be a very bad thing. And there we go. So last but not least, for every new hero you can pick up some gold if you click on their story, read, and grab them. Each hero will give you 100 gold. So every single mythical I get here, every single unique here will give me some gold. And I'm just going to pretty much stop this video here, because at this point the reroll is done, right? I've already gotten all my draws and determined whether I want to keep this account or not, and so on. So at this point it's just about waiting. At this point, if I don't like this account, what I would do is I would click here, click on account, and you can actually just delete the account here. So you can delete it and then you can start a new one right away. I'd log in as guest again. I'm not going to delete this because I think it's actually pretty solid. Right? I like to play neutral, and I got lots of neutral items. Oh, there's also a VIP reward here too. Okay, so yeah, it's not the absolute greatest, but 6 neutral cards to start is very, very solid, right? So there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 epics plus Shane. No complaints. And so the mobilize events, right? Or 12 epics so far. Oh yeah. So a few final points before I end this actually. the leader Rick event. All you have to do is, so subscribe to the channel, use at least one emoji in chat. So if I want to use the emoji in chat, they actually mean use one of these. So if I click add me, one of the stickers, not one of the emojis. So if I click add me, which is like friending, I finish that portion. If I click subscribe, right, and I close it, it finishes this portion. I can just grab the reward, which is an epic leader Rick. Not a good hero, quickly mentioning, but worth claiming. And then there were some epic items there. I need to, and yeah, at this point it would be I start playing, which is auto battles various fights while letting it moving on. Interesting guide. Okay, so there we have it. The rerolls have been complete, and I will be continuing on with this account, and we'll see what happens with it. Alright, so thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you found this video useful on how to reroll successfully in this game. Yeah, and the very final thing I'll mention is of the character. If you want to get Overseers and Warlords, okay, their draw rates are incredibly low. If I click on the Alignment Recruit, currently their draw rate is actually 0.02% for each. Okay. Whereas all the other heroes have 0.22, and it adds up to a roughly close to 5% epic character drop rate. Okay. But getting those other characters, the Overseers and the Warlords, is very difficult. So re-rolling for them might be worth it, especially in 2 days or so, where there's going to be a banner that has a higher chance of Overseers and Warlords, if you're interested in using those. And the Overseer that you would really want to re-roll for would be to get multiple copies of her. Michonne. She is really good because whenever she dies, she actually restores health until it hits half hit points, and then she re-engages in combat. And then every time she loses hit points, she will restore hit points to the lowest hit point ally that she has. So she revives, she heals allies, and she outputs damage. Just a very versatile character overall. So yeah. So if there was a character that you would want to reroll for, it would be her. Or alternatively, lots of neutrals, because I think the neutral faction is the strongest. So that is it. Everything I wanted to say. Thanks for watching, everyone. And on that note, Nitro ends.